I started them though.
I'm sorry. I saw something gross. All right, check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
Averagely popular podcast.
Hey, so what's
No,
up?
wait.
Tell your mama that we got a
Oh my
podcast
goodness.
called Averagely Popular. This is the podcast. So how do you
Averagely popular podcast. Take
gotta
one.
sit like this? Or what do I do with my hands? Nah, for real. You doing an interview. What do you do with your hands when you doing podcasts?
We I don't know. I really don't.
Do I sit like that?
But can I do the take so we can sync the audio?
I sit like that. All right, bet. Let's go.
All right, yeah. Averagely popular podcast. Take one. All right. Me,
So what you want to talk about?
Bobby. We here.
Where are you from, brother?
Where am I from?
Yes, sir.
The slums. Y'all know where I'm from. Straight out of Montezuma. Straight out of Montezuma, Georgia. 3,000 people. Y'all go check the consensus.
Check the consistency. But nah,
Montezuma, Georgia, man. Small country town.
right.
But I'm here now. I'm in Houston, Texas.
How's your experience been in Houston, Texas?
Hey, man, I love it. It's one could only dream of it. To be honest with you, what's crazy is I've always wanted to move here, but in my situation back then when I was in college and shit, I really didn't even feel like it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
The way I got here was weird. It was crazy, but I got here,
Bad.
so it don't really matter.
So you went to college.
Yeah.
I went to Job Corps.
Job Corps.
You ever heard of Job Corps?
Yeah.
That joint was like a prison. Never been there either, but similar to prison. Get off a bus. It's just like those movies. Everybody sizing you up. As soon as I got off the bus, I was getting sized up. Screamed at, you know what I mean? Fresh fish on the line. I'm like, man, it's supposed to be an educational, institution. But good and bad experience, but it was cool though.
How you think that set you up for where you are today?
I think versatility, being around different people, different cities, different states, different cultures, because it was a melting pot of the throwaways or the bad kids. But I think it gave me a different perspective on like just life, demographic of people, not just color, but talking about like life experiences. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I really could go back and do it, I probably wouldn't have went to college. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not saying that I wasted my time, because the experiences that I had, it built me to who I am today. But at the same time, it's like, now that I'm not even quote unquote working in my degree, I kind of feel like it was pointless. Not saying it is.
I think I always wanted to go to college because shit, Stump the Yard. But nah, it ain't Stump the Yard. It was actually a movie called School Days. Spike Lee, since I'm a little older, it was a movie called School Days when Spike Lee was pledging. Anybody from the 80s or 90s babies are familiar with that movie. And that was like the inspiration for, I'm pretty sure a lot of dudes in the 90s that went to college, they was like, yo, I want to be on the line. You know what I mean? So
The crazy part about that statement is, what hasn't Spike Lee done?
Spike Lee, man, that's probably that's one of my biggest influences creatively is Spike Lee. I think my favorite Spike Lee movie is Do the Right Thing. Like, and it's a movie that still stands true today. Like, the content of that movie has stood the test of time. You know what I mean? There's not, like, if you watch the movie, there's no technology in there of today, but the circumstances and the things that are going on within the society when it comes to race relations is still the same.
So if I showed you like a random movie clip, could you instantly tell and be like, oh yeah, that's Spike Lee joint right there?
Yeah, anything slow motion. If it's slow motion moving towards the camera, that's the Spike Lee. That's that Spike Lee touch. You know what I'm saying?
Got one for you though. What about Tyler Perry?
Man, I like Tyler Perry.
Don't get us wrong.
It's cool.
TP, you cool, man.
It's cool. No diss to Tyler Perry. Yeah.
You know.
I know I've been struggling my whole life. I've been trying my whole life. Yeah, that's Tyler Perry all over that.
It's like almost a sequence to each
Yeah,
movie.
where your daddy at? A single mama. Man, why you gotta put us out there like that, T?
Somebody rich cheating on their wife.
Yeah,
Wife don't know it.
yeah,
The sister gotta tell them.
yeah. That's Tyler Perry all day.
That's funny.
Adversity and perseverance.
Hey,
It's a beautiful concept though.
it got him to where he at today.
Oh, for sure. Adversity and perseverance, man. I had to fight my whole life type of thing.
But honestly, speaking of filming, I never thought I'd be in that position though.
With the filming?
Yeah, it's not even. It wasn't even. I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't even a area of interest.
Yeah.
I can't even cap. I just, like I said, I picked up a camera and be like, "Hey man, can I shoot?" And it just went from there.
But it's crazy how that happens. It's like shit, the things that you think that you would never know all of your talents until you just, you know what I'm saying, try. People are more talented than they probably know, you know what I mean? But not, I think that's the thing about life. You have to go out and experiment with each thing to see if that's the talent for you.
Mm-hmm.
People think they can sing, try it. You ain't not that good at it. Some people think they can paint or draw, try it. Maybe good at it, well, one of them things you're gonna be good at it.
So you
Period.
said I should go and chase my hoop dreams.
Man, why not? J. Cole doing it. Don't he play for a team somewhere? Nah, that's my boy. Don't he play? Don't he play for somebody? He's chasing.
Hey, he went after it.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, but Master P did the same thing. Master P was up in age and you're not even up in age. You're not. I am, but you're not. But Master P was up in age when he was playing for the Hornets, wasn't he? Or
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I probably messed that up. You know what I mean? But I remember P was in the NBA, and he was at the top of his game for his hip hop. You know what I mean? Signing artist and an artist himself,
That's
and
true.
decided to go and play ball and was actually got up in the league. So you never know, bro.
That's why I was, you know what I'm saying?
Never give up and get your ass on up.
Never give up, never give in. Remember that. Nah, for real though.
Cause Khaled never gives up. And no matter what, DJ Khaled has never given up. When people,
No pun intended.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? The people don't believe in us. Like aliens, like little babies, like dogs. Like it's crazy. Like ants, creatures of the night. They don't believe in us.
But who did?
The devil did. What the devil did. That's why I got all this money now.
Chill out, bro.
Enjoy
Look,
the spoils of my labor.
that ain't my conspiracy.
Nah, but God did. God did.
Yeah, he believed in himself. That brings me back to self-doubt, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of that.
Oh, for sure.
Had a lot of that. I mean, still do at times, but right now, I feel like when I'm in my zone creatively, I can't be stopped.
I think a lot of those emotions, I think we had to change our perception of like feeling doubt is probably the fuel for success. Like go against the grain of that emotion.
And it's comparison too. Like,
Yeah, go against the grain of that. Fuck that doubt. Like I'm gonna go against the grain of that emotion. I'm gonna push against that because it's like if a weight, I look at doubt like a weight. I'm pushing a weight, and as the weight is coming down is doubt, and it's probably heavy, right?
yeah.
It could collapse, or I can bring it down with ease and push it back up. You know what I mean? Like that's just doubt. Like you gotta push against it. I think those things are there to just like by the universe's design to say, do you really want it?
Yeah.
Like how bad do you really want this thing?
It's really meant to, for real, like build you up because at the same time, it's like you experience some type of pressure throughout your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And that pressure gonna continue regardless of if you reach your level of what you call success or not. You can be rich and still have pressure every day.
Yeah.
Something can come into your life unexpected and try to bring you down. But it's how you persevere through that and just be like, all right, how can I look at this in a positive way? How can I get past this moment or this only like this feeling, right? Because we all have those type of like those in the moment feelings where we like, man, I don't want to do nothing. I ain't gonna get up. I ain't gonna do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you beat that? How do you beat that feeling when you know it's coming? Because you can. I've always felt when that moment was coming. It's just a matter of like how if I tried to distract myself, am I really trying to distract myself with doing the things that brought me joy or relieve some stress, or am I really taking on and tackling what's the root of the issue?
Right.
That's what you got to really realize. Like, how can you attack the root of the issue instead of bringing in distractions to kind of, and it's still feeding it. That's what we don't realize. If you're trying to distract yourself from it, you still feeding into it. And eventually it's going to lead to a crash.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't realize. So how do you keep yourself from crashing? You know what
I
I'm saying?
wonder if the level of self-doubt and insecurities are developed from environmental circumstances.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, or patterns. Because like I think somebody was saying not too long ago, like you look at a baby trying to walk, the baby get up, stumble, fall, but never once did the baby say, "Man, I can't do this. My legs ain't strong enough." They wobble, they fall, they get up, they try it again. And I think that's our actual true nature. You try it again. There's no doubt in your mind that I'm gonna get it, but there's no like instant gratification. Like I know I gotta keep trying so I can get stronger in that particular aspect, and that's what I think that's our natural way of thinking. But over time,
Yeah, and that's
and I think it's once you start to be able to process emotion, and when people tell you, "Oh, you're not good at that," or "Don't do that," or you know what I'm saying.
it also depends on like, you know what I'm saying, how you gonna look at, are you gonna look at it as a failure?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna learn from it? Because at the end of the day, it's certain things that we actually care about to the point where like if if something happens, we're gonna get up and really go back at it and do it again, right?
Right.
But we don't necessarily apply that to something that we're passionate about or we love. We kind of just let it slide because that's not something we've been doing consistently. That's not something that we've been doing every day of our lives, and it doesn't bring you that joy to fail in that certain thing that you're trying to figure out if you really like it or not. It's just trying to find out if it's a passion.
Yeah.
And every time, some people may feel like it's not a passion if they don't instantly see that instant gratification from it.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about video. I was like, man, I can't get no clients. I can't do this and that. And I was like, man, maybe this not my passion. I'm just good at it. But those thoughts can lead you to think that
Yeah.
until you come back to realization, like you still picking up the camera, you still going out there to shoot, and everything that you're doing is getting better and better. You just don't realize it because you're so hard on yourself.
Right.
But everybody around you realize it.
And like you said before, it's a big thing with comparison with social media, with people scrolling and seeing the results rather than the process. That's all we see. We see results. I don't care if you see a guy that's jacked. I don't care if you see somebody with money in a bad car, and you're like, oh, that's all you see. And then people don't know the process to get to that point. Or you'll see a dope video. But you, in your case, you'll see a dope video like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, but it's a process to get to that point.
It's crazy because a lot of it, honestly, what I've seen over time, a lot of it is not really to show off. It's there to motivate you. It's just the perception of it.
Yeah, it's
right?
the perception. But it's different too, because people be capping. People be capping.
Because we know y'all got them. I seen an app where they give you abs.
But not only that, it's one thing to say, these are the steps I took to get to this point. It's not gonna be easy. This is what you have to do. But you have those that are, oh, y'all lazy, or y'all broke. Well, what do you do? How did you, you know what I mean? People don't want nobody on their level. People want to stay, everybody, you know what I'm saying? You got people that want to be able to still look down on other people. Hey, look at them, you know what I mean? Living average. living mediocre.
Cause one thing I figured
Everybody
out,
want,
right?
don't nobody want to give them no game. I'm sorry, bro. The
No.
ADHD is strong with me today.
No, what's crazy though, how you know what you said, like I've seen a lot of people, like even with certain aspects of how people like, what I'm saying, they present to you, and it's all a part of marketing, but they present to you like, oh, you wanna learn how to make this amount of money doing real estate or something like that. But that's the thing though, like it all sets you up for one thing, right? And everybody knows like the biggest thing is easy money, right?
Hmm.
So if you present to me that I can easily make $1 million in something, I'm a listen to what you got to say, even if it's just your story and your background of how you got into it and how you made the money.
Hmm.
But that's the thing. If $1 million was that easy to make, then everybody will be doing it, right?
Right.
And at the same time, if if I had game on, if I had, what I'm saying, if it was a tough competitive market, right, and I'm the only one making $1 million, you're gonna either be on two sides of that. You're gonna be on that one side of why would I give you the game to make $1 million and then you surpass me, or you can really share the wealth because you ain't no hating ass person.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't want to share. Like, I mean, I feel like there has to be a high and low anarchy, and that's the way the society is built. Like, somebody wants to be on top, and then that's why you got to be a hunter, man. You got to be, you know, a wolf over sheep.
But most people sell their story too, and that's what we don't realize.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, you know what I'm saying? People can invest into a good story because you don't know who had a similar background as you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a different story because everybody is different. But at the same time, it's like you don't know how your story can help the next person
Hmm.
get out of what, what I'm saying, what you may be going through because that could be, motivation. Coming from, a country town, I ain't from no hood or nothing, but I am from a small town and the whole notion is it's hard to make it out of that. Your opportunities are limited. I see now like these kids out here, they going to trainers every day. They, what I'm saying, working every day trying to go, go to college, get to the league, all that. They got all these resources as to where coming from that small town, we ain't have no trainers within the small town. We just had, coaches in basketball practice, coaches in football practice, and you know what I'm saying. Even with me being in the RTC, it's a lot of the same things that over time you see, man, these kids got it good nowadays,
Hmm.
especially if you in a market like this.
Yeah.
Because again, the resources are important. How many college coaches would come down to see someone from a small town play unless you just out there, like using social media to your advantage as, a mixtape or showing that you really play.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to a lot of the times. It's the resources,
Yeah.
and people, oh yeah, you using this as an excuse. A lot of times people don't have resources, and when you don't have resources, you don't even have the mental capacity to like tap in to certain avenues,
Yeah.
even if you don't have the resource, because it's non-existence. I know because I come from those environments where it's like I don't even have a spark of interest or an idea how
Mm-hmm.
to get out of my circumstance. But I'm glad that I've been on both sides of that track, where I was without the resources and totally oblivious and
Mm-hmm.
ignorant, you know what I mean? To now having resources, people around me that support me. So I know what it's like on both ends. So I would never look at somebody especially from that environment and be like, oh man, y'all lazy, y'all don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, people don't have hope, people don't have resources, people don't have understanding, they don't have the same knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's like, how can you give back and talk to them? You know what I'm saying? Because
right. So don't be
if
judging my people, especially my hood people, man. I'm from that. Some of them don't know no better. Better chill. Better fall back a little bit. You better lay low. Real talk.
hey man, it's all about uplifting people, man.
Nah,
Like
for real, for
at
real.
this point, you know what I'm saying? Because I told myself like I am one of the most impactful people on this earth.
Hmm. That's a strong affirmation.
And in order, you know what I'm saying, you gotta believe that if that's what you are.
Yeah.
It's just it gets to that point.
Hmm.
So now that's why again regardless of the resources. Like you find people come in and out of your life, you find new people and they, you know what I'm saying, you get your support system and everything else follows, but you got to realize life also goes on. You can't stop for 1 second because, you know what I'm saying, you can be gone at any moment.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. Like how can I, stop stressing about this thing that happened, a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if it's not like you have those life-changing events and grievances that you do have to go through, but at the same time, it's like little shit. I
Yeah.
was stressing about little shit for a long time, and it'll get to me. It'll eat at my soul.
Yeah.
But now it's like, what is my overall purpose?
Right.
What did I come here to do? And once you start figuring that out,
Mm-hmm.
bada bing, bada boom.
Over time, I've thrived for so long in chaos. Like I'm comfortable there. So even though life is a lot, life is more different for me now than it's ever been. Um, from where I stay to what I eat to the people that I socialize with, there is still a part of me that's like, where's the chaos? Where's the uncomfortability? Like cause I thrive in that shit. You know what I mean? And that's crazy to me. I mean, the self-awareness of it has helped me like try my best to maneuver it, but it's like a lot of times people comfortable being uncomfortable. So much in fact that when things are comfortable, that's uncomfortable.
But
Like, oh man, it's too good, man. Hey,
that's
you
what they
hating on
always
me over there.
that's what they always tell you though. Like you gotta be put in uncomfortable positions to grow.
Yeah. But not be
Yeah.
comfortable always being uncomfortable is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's where I thrive at. I like being uncomfortable so much in fact that you'd rather be uncomfortable.
It's a rush.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
like,
rush. This is like the chaos. I need chaos. I have to be a little uncomfortable because that's what I deserve. But you don't. Like you should be at peace. You should. I feel like 85% of your life should be at a level of peace and comfortability.
I like to stay humble or whatever y'all want to call it, humble,
Humble, humble.
humble.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I have favor. I ain't even finna lie to you. Like a lot of stuff that happened to me, I have to say it's just been from favor.
Yeah.
Because at the end
Oh,
of the day, like I ain't never worked in fast food. I
no.
ain't never worked in like those type of jobs. So I don't know what that feel like, but I don't talk down about the person
Yeah.
that do work those jobs because I've never been through that. So
Man,
I ain't got no business
that's favor.
talking, and that's what I'm saying. Like the favor is 12th grade. I was working at the elementary school. I just show up and just
That's
watch the
good.
watch
Yeah.
the kids. Summertime, I was a camp counselor. Those are the type of jobs I went through, and then I got a big job in Atlanta where I was working at Georgia Tech. I ain't even really interviewed for it. Dude just called me. It was
Man, it's
like
good you didn't.
he just called me like, yeah, we looking for. But the thing is, I was willing. The key part of that, and what nobody know is the key part of that is I was willing to do something that everybody wasn't willing to do. We had to have an internship to graduate,
Oh, okay.
and so they were offering a co-op, meaning that you had to do work at least 3 semesters there. So that would push your graduation behind regardless. And a lot of people wasn't willing to do that. So with me being one of the only ones that signed up for that, it turned into, oh, you got it, because nobody else wanted. But that's favor. And you look at those situations that landed me, and again, that's what ultimately landed me here. I look at all those events and I'm like, regardless of me not working in my field right now, I still have a lot of knowledge and wisdom on those subjects, but I'm evolving into a different person that I've always said I wanted to be.
Yeah, me, I've definitely had favor in a different way. I feel like the favor for me is being able to, what J. Cole say? I went to hell, got hot, didn't melt. Yeah. Went to hell, got hot, and didn't melt. You know what I mean?
I thought you was gonna say,
Only man above me is God himself.
I thought you was gonna say, and if that girl leave, I'm gonna need my shirt
I don't need my shirt back.
back.
What the hell got hot didn't melt. Only man above me is God. But nah, I worked in fast food. I worked at Papa John's, a soul food restaurant, Whataburger, Burger King. You know what I mean? Three Brothers Bakery. Like, yeah, but those experiences are why I'm such a. I feel like even at my job now as a coach, as a trainer, like I'm such a consistent grinder. Like I'm there, like because I know what it's like to work on the other side.
Yeah.
You think you got a shitty job, but type to really have a really shitty job that you don't enjoy at all. You know what I mean?
That's a humbling experience in itself because like when you don't experience that type of job or that level of income, then you kind of grow up, and then when you do make that money, you go back and be like, man, I never worked there, or I don't never want to have to work there, and you kind of get complacent, right? You don't want to take the job because you ain't never been in that position, and you've always worked this great 9 to 5. But at the same time, I started to realize, man, shit, even with the Amazon stuff, like people drive that shit on the side that make hella money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like when you look at it like that, money is money. Bread is bread.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter how you got that shit, you got it.
But I mean, don't get it twisted, because even those jobs can pay well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
You become a manager, you own your own franchise. Like even that job can pay well.
that's what I had to learn, and even in talking to people, talking about those type of jobs, because a lot of people come from that and they big.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's not that it's a bad thing to work those type of jobs.
Nah.
Sometimes you got to get that start.
Nah,
But-
it's not a bad thing at all.
Like-
But you don't want to be in the guppy in the bottom of the river either. You don't want to be the guppy forever. It's like, so eventually you gotta be the big dog
Exactly.
at some point. At least that's what you should strive for. I would hope so.
Facts.
If not, God be with you and like really, bless your heart if that's. But that, like I say, another thing is resources.
Mm-hmm.
It's having the faith and the courage to step out and do something else. Because even for me, training and coaching was way out of my comfort zone, actually. Being that I'm an introvert, being that some people may not know I have like social anxiety, really bad.
Matter of fact, hold that thought. I'm gonna need y'all to comment. Am I an introvert or extrovert? Answer that in the comments.
Yeah, but I know how to turn it on, turn it off. To be social is because I'm comfortable. Like eventually I become comfortable with the people around me. I'm social. If it's a part of my job and that's the criteria, I've worked in customer service. Like I say, working in fast food for so long and also at a grocery store for 10 years. I've worked in customer service for a long time, so I've learned to communicate. Even in all my introverted ways, and it's just like I know how to communicate, just based on being in that field for so long.
So you done interacted with the grandma asking about the cabbages on aisle
All the
5.
time, baby. Where them glory greens at, baby? Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
the glory
Them
greens.
glory greens, boy. I don't know about them glory greens. If you ain't got time to make green with them glory greens, but them things is already seasoned in the can.
He said the glory greens, man.
The
That's
glory. Yeah. That glory go hard.
tough. I don't need
But yeah, that was being a trainer was far out of my, comfort zone, something that I never would have thought to do. But a good friend of mine, Annie, she was like, yo, because she saw me punching the bag. And I had already, I had been boxing for years and I'd done MMA and everything. But she was like, yo, you should be a trainer. I'm like, hell no. I can't see myself. Nah, no. But she put me in a situation to where, I could learn, and got a little job, a low level entry job, training people, and the rest is history.
That's tough.
The rest is history.
That's
And
tough.
still
man.
growing, still developing, still learning, becoming better every day.
That's tough, man. We started this shit around the same time, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir, ski. Man knew I couldn't throw a punch, but he still took me in, man.
And boxing started for me in the hood. I mean, it ain't, but
But it
I-
started like that stance where you
yeah. Nah,
lean
a
back.
crazy thing is, my dad was a boxer. My dad boxed. You know, my dad was a street guy, whatever. But he also boxed. And even though our relationship wasn't like tight, it's crazy how the genetics works because he still passed that on to me.
Mm-hmm.
That same genetics that he had is on me. And I didn't learn that my dad was a boxer until he died.
Mm.
It was after the fact, like years later. They was tell, oh yeah, your dad used to box. He was in Golden Gloves, and then I'm like, interesting how that me and him share the same DNA. You know, when it comes to that. To this day, you know, my family members be like, yo, your dad he was cold with that boxing, bro. He was cold with the martial arts. I'm like, man, I've done mixed martial arts. But nobody told me to. It was just something in me.
All right, man, I don't know where we at on time, but we gonna end it here. So you gonna tell the people what's up, man?
Yeah, so if y'all sit through the whole thing, we talked about a little bit of this, we talked about a little bit of that. Possibly, since y'all nosy anyways, y'all got to know us a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is me, your boy Bobby, my man Jared.
Yes, sir.
And this is the Averagely Popular Podcast. Tell your mama about it.
Tell your grandma, sister, cousin about it.
And go get some of them Glory Greens.
Glory Greens.
Huh?
What they selling at, my boy?
Shoot, I don't know. I shop at Sprouts and Whole Foods now. Wow. Glory Greens.
He left the Kroger.
Yeah, boy.
You know what I'm saying? He left the Kroger.
Don't do that no more.
He don't go to Walmart and get great value.
I ain't against it either, though.
My boy get whole organic.
Yeah.
Just because you write organic on the bag, that's what makes it organic.
I got my grapes got seeds in them, man.
You feel
When
me?
last time you had a grape with a seed in it?
Because if your grapes don't have seeds, if the grapes don't have seeds, it's genetically modified.
Genetically modified, traumatized, and the banana is circumcised.
Hey, hold on, wait. Look.
I was just playing.
Hey, look. my man's is woke.
I'm woke.
My man's is woke.
I'm woke, boy.
All right, man. This is gonna conclude it for the day. We gonna pick this up later. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Many more to come. Me and my boy Bobby, aka BJ Morrison, aka
Coach B, aka KDG, the ambassador.
Yeah, KG the ambassador.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna speak on that next time.
Yes.
He made me quit rapping.
Ah.
Well, all right, man.
So tune in to the next episode of the most anticipated podcast, the Averagely Popular Podcast.
We out, man.